And hello everybody, welcome back to RFC News, here to react to Livingston 2, Rangers 2. There's a lot to digest from this game, but I want to start. I'm absolutely fucking livid. Livid with the performance. Firstly, well, don't worry, we're going to get to these Rangers players in a moment and the performance for the majority of that game. But I am absolutely livid, time and time again, of having VAR completely derail us, fuck us over in important moments. Who the hell is Donald Dickinson making VAR decisions like that on the 94th minute? It's absolutely scandalous, and it happens time and time again at pivotal moments in a season, year after year after year for Rangers. I cannot get over this. And don't worry, these Rangers players aren't going to get off the hook as well, right? I'm livid with them as well. But my goodness me, 2-2, 94th minute, Rangers had a decision. There was Mikey Moore brought down in the box. He was brought down in the box. It was a foul. Shit bust. And a VAR decision went on for absolutely ages. And what we were thinking, we were like, right, it's a foul. The foul has happened. The foul is on. That's it. That's all. It's guaranteed the foul. No one else seen it. Chris Sutton was like, yeah, it's a foul. They're just determining whether it was inside the box or outside the box. And then all of a sudden, after 3 or 4 minutes, they go, oh, restart. Are you fucking serious? Everybody's watching the replay over and over again. You've got Chris Sutton, the person that hates Rangers the most, a big Celtic man, saying, oh, I thought that was a penalty and that's a scandalous decision. How can you do that at that moment in the game? Just as well as the sort of final whistle went, by the way, at Celtic Park. Celtic dropping points, they losing their match. And then all of a sudden, through the 3-minute VAR check, they come to the point of, oh, actually, there was no foul. Carry on. Fuck off. That is absolutely scandalous of a decision. And guess what we're going to get? We're going to get a video midweek on Ref Watch of them saying, yeah, that's a bad decision. The SFA going, oh, well, we can't make every... No, they had time there. That is something really fucking wrong. And I'm sorry for my language here, but this is absolute bullshit. I'm sick of it time and time again. Every single season in big moments, in big games. People say, yeah, you get VAR decisions going for you and against you. Whatever. That is scandalous. Everybody watching knew that that was a foul. And we've been denied an opportunity there. And some would say, well, it might have been a free kick. Regardless, right? A penalty. A foul was given. Oh, my fucking God. It seriously has made me lose the plot. And that would have been a remarkable Sunday for us. And to be fair, we didn't necessarily deserve that. I thought we were ranked rotten. And we're going to get to the Rangers players now. Sorry. Yes, I have titled the video that VAR has cheated us. Because it has. It absolutely has, right? I urge someone to find out in the live chat that no one thinks that's a penalty. Why on earth was there no foul given after that 3-minute VAR check? I can't, for the life of me, understand, right? From a Rangers point of view, well, look, these players aren't getting off scotch-free either. We beat the league leaders' Hearts, right? 4-2, cracking performance. And time again, we go, right, have we turned over a new page? Are we going to be creating some momentum? And then obviously coming to Livingston, by the way, a team that haven't won a match in 25 games. The record is 28 in Scottish football by Morton, 1998 or 1988 or something like that. Livingston haven't won a game in 25 matches. They are rock bottom of the table and are going to be relegated. We created absolutely nothing. Well, we did. We created stuff, but we just had no urgency whatsoever. Passes just going to here, there, everywhere. Yes, there was chances created. And yes, you can make something for the goalkeeper at some point. But my goodness me, just not good enough. And there has to be questions asked of our away form and the way that we're currently setting up. Against Motherwell, shit. Hibernian, shit. And again, we're just dropping points on the road. We haven't got what it takes. Sometimes I'm questioning the mentality of the players when we go into matches just like this. Because I never expected it to be a plain sailing afternoon for Rangers. I've got used to watching and following Rangers over the last, when I was a child, yes, there could be plain sailing games, but going into, coming up since we've been back in the Premiership, it's never been plain sailing, right? And of course, the title race, teams have got stuff to play for. I understand it. But my goodness me, we just don't turn up. We show no quality right until the end. The last 10 minutes, we start to turn it on a little bit, but that's because Livingston were down to 10 men, partly, and they were just getting exhausted. I would say quickly as well, from a Livingston point of view, their goalkeeper had a terrific performance, but still, we're not testing that goalkeeper near enough, despite him making quite a lot of saves. Compared to the amount of possession that we had, we're not testing that goalkeeper near enough. And that's the problem I have with this Rangers team. We call ourselves title contenders, but we go against bottom of the league and perform like that. And we've dropped points, by the way. And we can talk about the comeback and everything else afterwards. But no, we don't. It should be a bit more plain sailing than that if you want to go on and win a league title. You know, we can't be dropping points in every single away game that we're playing. That's 3 on the bounce now. Motherwell and Hibs as well, and now Livingston. It can't happen. It seriously can't happen. And some fans might say, well, we've been let off the hook because Celtic lost. So, but that's that frustrates me even more to create a bit of daylight between us. They've got a game in hand. I think they can still overtake us. Yes, we've got them next week, but still drifting behind Hearts, who won a game. And people keep on saying, well, we're not taking Hearts too seriously. It's Celtic we're worried about. No, Hearts don't look like they are dropping points. They look like they'll go right to the very end. And you're expecting from a Rangers team that really wants to go on and win a title, you beat the league leaders in Hearts in a really good performance, by the way. And you should be following it up against the bottom of the table with much better performance than that. And yes, we can talk about the comeback, right? Yes, we scored 2 late goals. Great goal from Fernandez. Fantastic. Mikey Moore, fantastic as well. But there was a lot of empty jerseys on that pitch. You know, Gassama was absolute dog shit. Everything that he was touching was just going away. Like, every decision Gassama was making was just the wrong decision. And it's not just Gassama, but it was shite. Tavernier was pretty shit as well. Funnily enough, just giving the ball away at things. Livingston, I remember having 2 chances, right? Livingston, I remember having 2 chances and they scored 2 goals. That's a problem. Why do I always feel that way? Whenever a team gets a chance against us, I always feel that they're going to score against us. Every single time, it feels like that. Every single time I watch Rangers play. And today should have been a lot more easier. And we come away with just the point. But we are our own worst enemy at times. And I said it in the last live stream before. The only team that can stop Rangers from winning this title is Rangers. That's it. We're the only team that can stop us from winning this title. Because the teams in and around us are dog shit. Hearts are doing well. But I'm focusing more on Celtic here. I've seen the performance from Celtic against Stuttgart. They are dog shit. And again, they've been getting lucky in their previous games, getting last-minute winners. And I said that it's not going to be sustainable. And it wasn't, clearly. They lost today at home against Hibernian. They are shit, right? But we don't take advantage on anything that they do. They're slip-ups. We're 1 point better off after this weekend in terms of the title race with Celtic. But with Hearts now, we're 2 points, we're a further 4 or 5 points behind them now. It's shambolic. It really is. And if you think that Rangers can win a title playing like this, going to away grounds, then you're in for a shock. It was dreadful. It truly was hard to watch up until the last 10 minutes. Yes, the spectacle was a lot better. Yes, we started to probe, but they were playing with 10 men. But no urgency from a lot of them. You know, I'm seeing players like Fernandez. Yes, he scored the first goal, but just taking shots from yards out, so far away, and dominating possession. Gassama constantly making the wrong decision. A lot of them. And I will shout out the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper was good, right? He did have a good performance, to be fair. But still, I'm just frustrated the way that Rangers are turning up to these away games. You know, it's not just a one-off. If it's just a one-off, you can go, yeah, whatever. It's Livingston. It's Motherwell. It's Hibs. It's 6 points dropped. It's 6 points dropped in those 3 away games that we should be winning if we want to be if we want to be champions. Those 6 points were top of the table. A point clear. 2 points clear. It's annoying. It's frustrating. I'm pissed off. But yeah, I mean, that VAR, we could have got away with it today. Donald Dickinson, I want to know a background. Someone do a background check on Donald Dickinson, the guy in the VAR room. I cannot get over that decision. I cannot get over it. For the life of me, I will never get over that decision. How can they get to that point where they come here and say that The foul was given. The foul was the foul was on. It was done. The foul. It was just the deciding whether it was a penalty and a free kick. That's why I thought that's why they're taking so long with the VAR decision, because they were trying to see whether he was in the box or outside the box. And it's laughable when Chris Sutton's like that. Chris Sutton is saying that's a stone wall. He was saying in the comms that's in the box. It's definitely a foul. And again, I don't take everything that Chris Sutton says for gospel, but God's sake, everybody watching on knows that that was a foul. How is that not a foul? I'm fuming. And all we will get, by the way, is some crappy little statement saying, sorry, it happened to you again. Like the cup finals, like the big moments against Celtic, disallowed goals, VAR decisions getting involved in us all of the time. And they go, oh, sorry, well, yeah, it's okay. We'll just let it off. No, we're never going to get it back, are we? We're never going to get it back. And how big are those 2 points now? Maybe we wouldn't have scored a penalty, but we had a better chance of winning the game if we got given that penalty. And how big of a decision is that going away in come the end of May? I'm fuming. I am fuming. I hate to call conspiracies. I really do. And I'm not going to be that guy. But after that decision, I don't blame anyone that shouts conspiracies when they look at that. That is scandalous. Absolutely scandalous. And we'll have no answer from that. Just a small little statement, maybe on Ref Watch a little bit later on. Who the heck is Donald Dickinson? Someone do a background check on Donald Dickinson in that VAR room. Fucking bellend. Absolute throbber. But whilst I am going to be sickened to this VAR, I'm not taking it away, guys. We were ranked rotten. Absolutely ranked rotten. A lot of empty jerseys. Tavernier, the captain, was bad. And if people know me, I'm a Tavernier supporter. I like Tavernier. But that was poor. Really poor from him. Shocking. Suter, shit. Gassimer, shit. A lot of them, shit. And the current state of play, I mean, the league ain't over for us. But funnily enough, if Celtic, this is how insane it is to me, right? Celtic are shit. But if they win their game in hand, they go above us. They go above us if they win their game in hand, by the way. After match day 28. And yes, we've got them next week, but be sure there will be a big VAR decision. Cheating bastards, honestly. Let's get into the live chat, guys. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but I'm fuming. Absolutely fuming with that. And it's not just, and I don't want to just cry. And by the way, Livingston's goalkeeper, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Honestly, it was one of those performances where I was like, fair enough, that's your day. I feel like everybody has their day in football, even sort of average players. But that was his day. And to be fair, he was probably unlucky that he scored those, conceded those 2 goals. But he was thingy. But let's go through this live chat, guys. Absolutely fuming. Absolutely. The VAR was an absolute joke. Clear foul and you decide to play on. What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah, bro. Everyone's saying cheated, ? Obviously. Have you seen that? Have you seen the replay yet? And tell me that's not a foul. Tell me that's not a foul. Come on. Even the green tinted glasses that are coming in here. Even one of your own. Chris Sutton was in disbelief. Come on. Craig says, VAR, what the fuck was that all means? We should have hammered Livy. That decision is mind-boggling. Questions need to be asked. Even Sutton agreed it was a penalty, for God's sake. Exactly. Crying over a penalty against Livy. Yes, well, if you take it into context, and I've just hammered the team. It was not a good performance. I'm not standing up for us, by the way. But if you're looking at the last few minutes and we have a penalty that's there, we might not have been guaranteed to score it. And yes, I probably would have been fuming after if we missed the penalty. But I say with Tavernier's penalty record, we probably would have had a good 80% chance of winning that game if we were given the penalty that we deserved. Absolute shocking. Totally cheated out of the game. Doesn't make sense. Oh, I want somebody to explain this. I want somebody to explain that decision because I don't get it. For those of you that are coming in, all of you, the Celtic fan, I mean, you guys lost today, so fuck yous, right? But, Don, I want these Celtic fans to explain to me how that decision didn't stand. How that was play on after a 3 or 4 minute VAR check, for God's sake. More to the point, the comms are all linked to the VAR. And the comms were talking it through with us. It was like, yeah, it was a foul. They're just checking to see if it was a penalty or a free kick. They literally got the call. So obviously someone in that VAR room said, yeah, that's a foul. That's a foul. That's a foul. That's a foul. Oh, we just decided, because they're not just making out from there, are they? They never won because they fannied about in the first half. Yeah, no, you're right. No, you're right. We fucked ourselves over as well, by the way. No, I'm not taking it away from that. I'm not just blaming it on VAR. But it was that last decision that fucked us over. Big time. But yeah, we fucked ourselves over in this game. There's no doubt about it. But I'm going on the most recent thing. You score 2 goals. The game's 90 minutes long, plus stoppage. We get 2 goals back, right? We turn a shit performance into a better ending. And then we should have had a penalty. So, yeah, I can begrudge the team and still be pissed off that we've been cheated out of a penalty. Anyone who thinks that wasn't a foul is delusional. Of course they are. I've seen it back 3 or 4 times. It's going viral on social media. People are in disbelief right now. And I'm not just talking about Rangers supporters. Everyone's in sheer disbelief over that decision. Mental. Absolutely mental. Rangers have been absolutely shut. I'm watching it now. He's connected with his leg. You're not seeing a more blatant penalty all season. I'm watching it now as we speak. He gets connection with his leg. He doesn't get the ball. Play on. The bare minimum is a free kick if they could try and find the lines. The Livy player doesn't even touch the ball. He wipes Moore out when he's about to pull the trigger. Moore, right? If that player wasn't there, right, and he didn't make that challenge, Moore was going to get a shot off. And it was just the goalkeeper in front of him. That is a blatant penalty. I'm sorry. I'm in on goal, no yellow, no red, no foul, didn't connect to the ball, didn't get the ball, caught his leg. You can see that. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And now we've got Celtic next week, by the way, which I won't be surprised if we go and beat them, right, at Ibrox. I'm not surprised if we go and beat Celtic at Ibrox. But guess what? We'll end up fucking dropping points elsewhere. Our next away game after that, a game that you expect us to go on and win. That's the problem of watching Rangers this season. We'll go and do the business against the contenders. They're not a problem. They've not been a problem. But we'll go to St. Mirren on the 15th of March and end up losing the game by 3-0 or something like that. We are our own worst enemy. And that is it. We are our own worst enemy. We should have got a penalty, but either way, penalty or not, Rangers team should have steamrolled Livingston. I agree, mate. I agree. I agree with that. You're right. We should have, but we didn't. And that's down to the manager again. It's also down to the manager. And yes, it's down to, I think sometimes it's selection. Sometimes I question, why isn't Ryan Adiri starting? I think Ryan Adiri, when he comes on, he looks a lot better. When he's starting, he looks a lot better. We look a bit more effective. And Mark White makes a good point. We played 2 up front against Hearts. And people could say, well, it needed work. Well, why did we play 2 up front against Livingston? You know? I usually choke the horrific SFA decisions to their gross incompetence, but 4 minutes to get that decision is blatant cheating. And then if you want me to nitpick even more, how come... Right. there's 9-minute stoppage time, right? That was the minimum stoppage time. It went to 11. We had about a 4-minute VAR review, for God's sake. And more to the point, they were laying down the floor. It should have went down to 114, 115. I remember Ian Crocker over the tannoy with 2 minutes to go of the stoppage time was like, oh, we're going to have another 4 or 5 minutes here due to the time wasted in stoppage time. And we get 2 minutes, despite waiting around for 3 or 4 minutes for the VAR review. It's insane, man. It's insane. So nothing really gained this week, guys. Nothing really gained. I'm scunned. I'm actually scunned. I do want a peaceful weekend one time. Just to sit down. I remember I used to have them quite regularly back in the day. A nice peaceful weekend. A game where I could just sit back, relax, have a pizza, chill, and not have my heart rate spike like that for the whole match and get angry and pissed off. But it's Rangers right now. And we've got 10 games to go, so I better strap in. But we're not out of it, despite that performance. But any more of those games, and if we draw any more of these away games, we are going to be out of it. We have a chance to put Celtic out of it next week. But we really need to start locking in with these away games, because the split is going to be 3 away games. We can't have this away form record. It's absolutely abysmal. It truly is. It's not good enough for Glasgow Rangers. Grant Donald says, sorry, disagree, Dan. Danny Rule is doing his best. He is doing his best. I've never said I love Danny Rule. I think he's done a fantastic job. But when you start to look at the 3 away games now that we've dropped points, where does the blame go to? Who do you start to question? What do you question? What's going wrong? How can you come from the highs of hearts against the league leaders, the most informed team in Scotland, and then come and play that against a side that's not won 25 matches? So, yeah, I can put a bit of blame on selection, or potentially, yeah, the players also there to blame. But, you know, we got to start questioning certain things. No one's void of criticism. Anyone know the Celtic score? The Celtic, they lost 2-1, funnily enough. I'm surprised, actually. They got a red card, believe it or not. Actually surprised. And that's why the VAR had to even things out. It was like the final whistle went, it's like, well, we can't do Celtic that bad, so we won't give this penalty. You know, we might get a bit of heat in the media this week, but fuck it, at least Celtic will still be in with the shout. Blatant cheating, man. Ree says, need that last 20 intensity from every kickoff. Joke we can cut. Exactly. Why do we always start the games off with like zero urgency? Zero urgency whatsoever. It's horrible. It's shit. Why don't we start games with the same intensity? Why don't we start games like we're 1-0 down every time? Or 2-0 down every time? We always start just super passive. Go for it. You're Rangers Football Club, for God's sake. 10 games left. Yeah, I think so. We've got 10 games left of the league campaign. Yeah, we've played 28 matches, so 10 games left, yeah. John Suter caused the 2-3 kicks for their goals. He's a dumpling. Yeah, well, you can say that he caused the free kicks. Yeah, foul one, but we should be doing better from their defending their set pieces. They had 2 chances and they scored 2 goals. That's the reality here. Jay says Roll needs to be held accountable for this, starting with a weak team instead of starting strong and killing them off to then rest players. There is no excuse for resting players. We don't need to rest players. There is no resting players. We're playing a game every week. That's it. There is no resting players at this point in the year. Fair enough if you play in Europe. No resting players. You play your best 11 every single game. And then if injuries happen, then that's when you start to make the fucking changes. There is no resting players. They're professional footballers. They can play fucking once a week. Let me be sure. Spanked Hearts and all, get it up. We'll run over the top both of you next 2 games. Well, but your point is here, man. Your point is here, guys, and I just want to make a point here. We're all going to be looking to Celtic, right? And I'm confident we'll beat them in both of the games at Ibrox. After what I have witnessed of what Celtic are like, I have no I don't want to jinx it, right? But I'm actually not fearful of Celtic. I think we'll win both games. And again, you can clip it if we don't, right? But I think we'll win both games. I've seen enough from Celtic. But my anxiety comes is that after that, we're on cloud nine, we're in the Scottish Cup final, we beat Celtic, and then we're playing St. Mirren. And we'll end up fucking putting out a performance like that again. And then you just make no ground whatsoever. You don't do anything. Time is running out. Yes, we've got another game against Hearts, but we find ourselves 4 points behind again. You know, we need to be winning matches. And people go, well, there's 10 games to go. Yes, but if we keep every other week, keep putting out performances like this, then those 10 games are going to run out freaking quick. Makes a change. Rangers not given a penalty. VAR is usually penalties. Mate, come on. Come on. Craig says the intention happened just outside the line, but the contact was inside or at least on the line. I'm surprised that hasn't been raised. Clever VAR, freezing the intention rather than the contact. Celtic were denied a penalty as well. VAR is becoming a joke these days, no matter the teams, the clueless operatives behind it. Rangers fans crying about cheating. You and Celtic both cheats. What? Like, guys, if you're just tuning into this live stream, if you're from rival fans, fair enough. Like, you're welcome. You can, you know, if you're a Hearts fan, then, you know, whatever. It's okay. Like, it's your weekend. Fair enough. But just take off your team's jersey for a moment and have a look at the replay. It's doing the rounds on X. You can see it for yourself. If that was, it's not one of those 50-50 decisions. You know, a lot of fans, and I've been guilty of it before as well, where I've been crying out for a 50-50 or whatnot, and it doesn't go your way. Have a look at that replay, for God's sake. Have a look at it. And I don't care what team you support. You look at that, and that is a penalty. You're all pointing out a penalty. If it's Hearts, you're fuming. Imagine if that was Falkirk and you were losing 1-0 going into the 94th minute. Oh, sorry, it was 1-1 and you were going into the 94th minute and that happened at Tynecastle. You'd be fuming. Celtic fans as well. If it was a different state of affairs today and it was 1-1 and it was the 94th minute and you had that, you'd be fucking raging as well. Come on. Have a look at it. Take your team's jersey off and have a look at that. That is abysmal. And I'm not just saying that from just because I'm a Rangers fan. Yes, I've got the emotion with it, but disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But the Rangers players aren't inept of blame. And certainly, whilst I've titled this about the VAR being the big talking point, we were absolutely ranked rotten for majority of that game, and that needs to straighten out. We need to be better away from home. But guys, I'll be back for some more reaction a bit later on today, and this is probably going to rumble on during the week. But all we'll get is a sorry, guys. Hit like.